What is up, guys? Today we are going to be going over how to solo Dagannoth Kings. If you have never done them before, or if you do not know how to do them well, this video is for you. Dagannoth Kings are very simple to kill, but can take a little bit of time to master. The reason many people kill Dagannoth Kings is because of their drop table. The 3 DKs all drop their respective combat style rings: Archers, Seers, Berserker, and the Warrior ring. As well as other items, I will leave a wiki link in the description for a full drop table. Do not be discouraged if even after watching this video you die. You can always go and pick up your dropped items. In order to make Dagannoth Kings easier to kill, I do recommend some baseline stats before we get into the actual details. I would recommend you have 80 plus attack and strength, 80 plus range, 43 plus prayer, 70 plus defense, and 75 plus magic if you plan on soloing all 3 DKs and not just soloing Rex. Now, these are just recommendations for doing DKs efficiently and easily. However, I have been doing DKs with 72 attack, 79 strength, 72 defense, 70 prayer, 88 range, and 78 magic, and it has gone well. My type of stats are what I would recommend for just soloing Rex, as it is much easier to just solo Rex with those stats. Alright, let's get into the details of Dagannoth Kings. You need to know what combat styles they use and what combat styles you will use on them. First of all, there are 3 Dagannoth Kings: Dagannoth Supreme, Rex, and Prime. Supreme uses range, Rex uses melee, and Prime uses magic. The attack styles you use on them are as follows: melee against Supreme, magic against Rex, and range against Prime. Like I mentioned earlier, there are 2 methods for soloing just Rex and soloing all 3. There are benefits to both. The benefits to just soloing Rex are you will have longer trips, it will be less stressful as you do not have to watch all 3, you can have lower combat stats, you will likely die less once you get the hang of it, and it is somewhat AFKable when you realize how to do it properly. The benefits of soloing all 3 are more kills and more loot. Because each Dagannoth has a slightly different drop table, you will get more loot, you get to be more active and paying attention, and some people like doing that more, and it is a lot better for higher combat level accounts. Now I will show you what weapons we will be using against each individual DK. Against Prime, we will use range. The weapon we will use is the Armadillo crossbow or the rune crossbow, depending on what you can afford. The bolts you should use are broad bolts. However, you can use whatever bolts you want and can afford. Also, you can use the toxic blowpipe, but I would not recommend that as it takes away your shield ability. But if you have very high stats, maxed for example, the toxic blowpipe would not be a terrible option. Against Rex, we will be using magic. The only 2 weapons you should use are the Trident of the Swamp and the Trident of the Seas. Against Supreme, we will use melee. The weapons we will use are either the Ceradoma Godsword, as it can heal and regenerate prayer, or the whip. If you have the tentacle whip, that works perfect as well. I would also recommend bringing a spec whip once you get more comfortable if you are bringing the whip and not the Ceradoma Godsword. Now that we understand how the DKs will be killed, we will start to talk more about the gear and the setups. Other than the DKs, there are also low and higher level Spinalips. I don't know how to pronounce that, so sorry if that's not how you pronounce it, but they will be surrounding the island in water, and they will attack you with ranged and magic attacks. Now, these attacks don't affect you too much, but on top of the attacks of the DKs, your hit points will begin to drain quite rapidly at times. The options to heal are Guthans, or using the blood spells such as Burst, Barrage, or Blitz. Now, you will be using Ceradome and Bruise, and we will be talking about that later, but you cannot do DK solo effectively without one of these healing options as well. The setup for killing all 3 with the ancient blood spells looks like this. Keep in mind, you can upgrade any item or downgrade, and I will explain which I would recommend. I am using the Varrock Helm, and if you are on a Slayer task, go ahead and use the Slayer Helm instead. I am also using a God D-High body. Use the Armadillo chestplate if you can afford it. Next, I am using the Varrock plate skirt. I am using Bando's boots. Use any better or worse boots that you have. I am using a Regen bracelet, but the Barrel's gloves will work as well also. I am also using the Archer ring, but you can easily substitute this for the Ring of Suffering or a Seer's ring. Now, I am using the Granite shield, which is quite newbie, but this is where I recommend you definitely upgrade to the DFS or the Crystal shield. I just do not have 75 defense, so I can't use the DFS, and I do not have the quest done, so I cannot use the Crystal Shield. I am using the Rune Crossbow, but like we said earlier, you can use the Armadillo Crossbow if you can afford it. Only use the Ava's Accumulator. I am using the Amulet of Fury, but feel free to upgrade that to an Anguish or an Occult Necklace, and also I am using Broad Bolts. The inventory that I found works best for my stats for killing all 3 is 5 Prayer Pods, 6 Ceradome and Bruise, 5 Super Restore Potions, 1 Super Combat Potion, 1 Raging Potion, 2 Antidotes. Feel free to use the Sandfew Serums as they help with poison and restoring, but I choose to use the Antidotes. Also use 1 Stamina Potion, an Abyssal Whip, Trident of the Seas, Dragon Dagger, Rune Pouch with Blood Spell runes inside, Teleport Tabs to your house, a Rune Throwing Axe which you must have in order to get to the DKs, and a Pet Rock which you have to have if you are soloing the DKs. You get the rock from a child in the middle of Relica and can only get the rock after completing Fremenic Trials. I will not show you how to get the pet rock, but you can easily look it up. Now the gear and inventory for the Guthin healing setup. It is the exact same gear, but you will use the Guthin legs and the Guthin's helm. The inventory is slightly different as you take out a prayer pot and replace it with the Guthin plate body, and take out the rune pouch and replace it with the Guthin war spear. Now if you are soloing Rex, the gear is the same for the blood spell healing option, but the inventory now has 8 Ceridome brews, 6 super restores, and 2 prayer potions. The Guthin soloing Rex gear is the same as before, but the inventory now has 8 Ceridome brews, 6 super restores, and 1 prayer potion. Now I will show you the actual way to get there with video and audio, but I think it is better to explain it this way first. The best way to get there is using a water birth portal inside someone's house, or using the spell that I believe is on the Lunar Spellbook, but you must complete Lunar Diplomacy in order to use that spell, but you can still use someone's house teleport. I think the best alternative to having Lunar Diplomacy done is moving your house to Relica, then running through Relica and using the boat to travel to Waterbirth Island. Then, once on the island, you go through the dungeon. The dungeon is on screen and shows the path to take and what to pray. It may be confusing now, but you may need it even after watching how I got there. Feel free to come back to this if you still do not understand. Now I will show you guys how to get there with video. Okay, so the first thing you're going to want to do, you're going to want to teleport to your house in Relica. Keep in mind you can teleport to Waterbirth if you do have the teleport. And then you're going to want to go ahead and run through Relica until you get to the dock on the left side. Then go ahead and right click and click travel. If you have not been to Waterbirth before, make sure you talk to that guy and then talk to him and tell him you want to go to Waterbirth. And then run down here to the dungeon. Now when you initially go in, you can protect from melee, as some of these Dagannoths will attack you, but you really don't need to, but it's up to you. If you want to, you can go ahead and flick it when you're about to get attacked. And then run to the northeastern corner. And then this is when your pet rock comes into play. You're going to want to walk onto the top part, drop your pet rock, and then walk onto the other one, and then click open door. And then go ahead and pick up your pet rock and continue running east. Go ahead and wield your rune throwing axe and use your special attack on the center. And then go ahead and go down the ladder. Make sure to pray mage. And then go ahead and switch to pray range. And then you can pray melee when you get up here if you want, but the crabs don't hit very hard, so I normally don't pray anything. Then you want to pray range. And do not go down the first ladder you see there, go to the far west one, and then climb down and pray mage. And continue praying magic for the next 3. Go down the ladder. Again, it may seem confusing, but it's very easy once you get the hang of it, so feel free to practice a few times, or maybe have the map on the side of your screen, or maybe on a piece of paper so you know how to run through it. And then whenever I see the big crabs, I normally don't pray for melee because my defense is high enough to tank them. Then switch to range. Continue praying range. Climb down the ladder. And then if you need to heal, go ahead and use your Guthins or your Blood Burst on the Dagannoths, and you can easily heal. If it is one of your first times, I would recommend that you bring food instead of Sarah Brews. You don't have to bring just food, but maybe bring a few pieces of food so you don't have to waste all your Sarah Brews your first few runs if you're just practicing. Now, what I normally pray when I get down here is magic, because it seems that the magic hits the hardest down here, but there are all 3 variations. Continue running over here, and now you are at the ladder. Alright, before entering the DK's lair, I think it is important I explain what we will be doing. Inside the lair, the 3 DKs all roam around and attack in certain zones. These are the 3 zones of these DKs. The red is Prime, who attacks with magic, and who we will be praying from for the majority of the time. Supreme is the green, who attacks with range, and Rex is blue, who attacks with melee. Now, on the far right where Rex's circle reaches, Rex will not roam that far on his own, but if you do go by him, he will follow you there, so keep that in mind. Now I will explain what we will do once we go down the ladder. Now this may seem confusing, but I promise this and the video afterwards will help immensely, and I promise it gets super simple after a few attempts. Like I said, don't be surprised if you die a few times. I did. So when you first go down the ladder, you want to already be praying mage and continue praying mage until much later. Once you go down, if Supreme is not alone and close to the ladder, keep going up and down and wait until he is close to the ladder and you are not being attacked by Rex. Then you will kill Supreme with your melee weapon and hopefully Rex will not attack you. If Rex attacks you, reset by going up the ladder and continue going up and down until you get Supreme alone again. Once you have killed Supreme, quickly switch to your trident and attack Rex. Once you have attacked him, lure him to the edge where the yellow dot is. Once Rex has gotten closer to you, run to one of the two safe spots. I prefer the top safe spot as it is closer to where you will have to go next. Keep in mind I will show you how to do this, I just think you should know before I actually show you. Once you get him stuck and you are in the safe spot, go ahead and kill Rex with your trident, but do not stop praying mage as Supreme will still be attacking you from afar. Also, I will show this in the video more, but when in the safe spots attacking Rex, heal using Guthans on the Spinelips close enough to the edge to attack, or farcast the ones far away, or close if using the blood spells to heal. Once Rex is dead, run to the blue safe area, again I will show you later, and use range to start attacking Prime. Do not leave the safe area because if you do, Supreme may be able to start attacking you and that will mess up the cycle and your health. Do not kill Prime, but take his health to the closest to 0 you can because you will still want to finish him quickly after this next step. After you have gotten Prime's health close to 0, stay put in the safe area from Prime until you see Supreme spawn and Rex spawn. Then carefully attack Rex without getting into Supreme's area and redo the safe spot on him. Once you kill Rex for the second time, go back to the safe blue area and finish off Prime as quick as possible with range. Once Prime is finished, quickly switch to your melee weapon and finish off Supreme as quick as possible. Make sure to start praying range as Prime is not attacking you anymore, however, if Prime does respawn, make sure to always pray mage when in Prime's area. If you do not kill Supreme fast enough and Rex respawns and starts meleeing you, you will have to tank his hits and use your brews and restores until you finish Supreme. Once you finish off Supreme, then lure Rex back to the safe spot. But make sure to stay out of Prime's area. If you do manage to kill Supreme quick enough and lure Rex quick enough, Prime will not be able to attack you until you leave the safe area. If Prime is not attacking you, you can turn off your prayer and just safe spot Rex. Make sure to heal when needed while in the Rex safe spots. Redo this whole process until you are out of food. Now if you have lower combat levels or just want to solo Rex, you will start out the same, but instead of lowering Prime's hit points initially, you will just finish him off completely. Once you kill him, you will then redo the safe spot on Rex while staying out of Supreme's area, and continue to lure Rex over and over while remaining out of Prime's and Supreme's area. Alright, hopefully that made sense. If it did not, I will now show you the clips of what I meant. So go ahead and go down the ladder, and as you can see, I am going up and down because Supreme is too far away, and if I attack him, Rex will come and get me. So I'll show you what happens if you attack him and you're too close to Rex. So as I'm attacking him, Rex comes over and starts hitting me, so I have to go back up and get Rex to go away. So this time he should be there, and I am drinking a lot of restores and Ceridome brews, but that happens in the beginning. You will get attacked quite a bit, as all 3 monsters might attack you. So here I am meleeing Supreme as quick as I can. Do watch your health, and make sure you are praying mage, because as you can see, Prime in the background does attack you, but Rex will ignore you if you are not close enough to him. So continue to watch your health and your prayer, and keep your stats up. Go ahead and drink a super combat potion if you have one, and keep attacking him until he's dead. Alright, now that he is dead, I will go ahead and pick up his loot, run over here, and then I will lure Rex to this spot. And then once he gets that close, run over to this little piece of seaweed, and you can either stand on it or around it and then go ahead and hit him from afar. And then if you want to heal, go ahead and use your blood bursts on the Spinelips, or if you brought your Guthans, you can go ahead and use your Guthans and hit them when they are close. Be sure they are close enough, as sometimes they look like they are close enough but they are not. If they're too far away, go ahead and use the Blitz spell as it is farther away and can get them more often. Once you have your full health, or the health that you want, go ahead and finish off Rex. Once Rex is dead, go ahead and pick up his loot and run over here to this seaweed. And notice how Prime is very far away next to Supreme, so I will have to long range him from here, because I think it's about 3 steps past this seaweed. If you go any farther and you're using Rapid, Supreme will be able to get you as well. So I go ahead and stay back here and Prey Flick, and then make sure you also heal on the Spinalips. We are trying to get his health to as close as 0 without killing him. So once you get it, one more hit, alright, maybe a few more. Try to get it to as close to 0 as you can. Once you get it close enough, go ahead and switch to your Trident and re-lure Rex back to this spot. And then go back to the safe spot and heal up on the Spinalips with your spell or your Guffins, and then go ahead and kill Rex. Once you kill Rex, quickly pick up the loot, and then as quick as you can, finish off Supreme with your ranged weapon. Once you kill him, go ahead and switch to your melee weapon, and you can switch to Prey range as Supreme is dead, and quickly finish off Prime. The idea is you want to kill Supreme before Rex respawns and before Prime respawns. Once you kill Supreme, go ahead and lure Rex back to this spot. Now if you're wanting to just solo Rex and kill Rex over and over, if you stay in this area, Prime and Supreme will not be able to attack you from that far. So all you have to do is kill Rex, and then once he is dead, run and re-grab him after he respawns, and make sure to stay out of the other 2 DKs area, and then bring Rex back to this spot and continue killing him over and over until you are out of your supplies. Alright, that brings us to the end of the video. I really hope you guys enjoyed this, as it took a very long time to make. If you found it helpful, go ahead and leave a like and subscribe to the channel. I am going to continue this type of Ultimate Noobs guide for a while. If you have any suggestions for other bosses and monsters, go ahead and leave a suggestion. Thanks guys for all the support, it means a lot. If you need a CC to join, I have one, and it is just my username Hartblitz, and I also have a Discord which is in the description. Thanks guys for watching, stay tuned for my next video.